Thank you for joining me on another episode of A Dose of Reveal. Today I have for you guys a very special guest that I'm going to call him my affirmation coach. I want you to introduce yourself.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Elroy, Spoonface Powell, Spoon the voice guy, the affirmation coach, Coach Spoon. And as you say, I use affirmations massively to assist with reframing, to assist people with reframing emotional blockages so they can create that life that they want for themselves.
Right. And you love what you do, right? You love what you do.
Yeah, I absolutely love what I do. And I got here almost by accident, to be honest. My main career really was in the music industry. About 25 years ago,
Wow.
June 2025, it will be 25 years ago. I had a number one record in the UK charts with a Barry White cover, You See the Trouble with Me. So several million, was traveling worldwide, doing a ton of stuff. Then literally just got hit with burnout, trying to balance life, where I wanted to take my career and navigating the industry. I just literally turned 21 at the time and I'm just trying to figure this whole new world out, but knew that I had to really go for it and give it my all. And there were just some things missing from my approach to ensuring that I was healthy and ensuring that I could make it sustainable in the best way. And so going through that experience taught me that I had to go and explore different things, not just staying fit physically, working out in the gym and so on, or nutrition, but explore trauma, explore my past experiences, explore how that baggage could potentially be interfering with my ability to move forward into new spaces, the people that I'm attracting, the filters, recognizing the red flags. And so doing that sent me on a journey to learn different things, different modalities, everything from massage right through to Reiki, emotional freedom techniques, mindfulness, and so on. And now I hold space for successful people to unpack their challenges so that they can reframe those emotional blockages getting in the way. And yes, I absolutely love it.
Well, congratulations for doing something that's so meaningful.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure everyone appreciates that. So my first question to you, and this question is important to me only because when I started your reframe, right? When I started your reframe course, I actually told one person what I was about to do, right? And I said to them, this is all about reframing, restarting, and to learn something new. And it's all about affirmation. The person did not know what affirmation meant. We can't assume that everybody just knows, these certain terms, these certain sayings, things that you hear all the time. We can't assume that everybody just knows what it is. So my first question to you is to explain the meaning of affirmation.
An affirmation is simply an intentional statement that influences your conscious and subconscious mind positively. It's a positive statement. It's real simple. And so at the core of it, you're attempting to reframe, to rewire the thought loops. There's so much research, psychology, neuroscience supporting how affirmations work, neuroplasticity. The brain has the ability to rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and behaviors. And so when affirmations are practiced consistently, they help you forge new neural pathways that align with positive thinking. I often think when you're feeling bad about something, when you get triggered, you get hit with an experience, you stay in that experience for a while until you break out of it. It just spins in a cycle. If you can find a way to break that cycle, and often doing something as simple as repeating a positive statement can assist you with doing that, amongst other things. So yeah, to answer your question, an affirmation is simply a positive statement used to influence your conscious and subconscious mind positively.
And I think sometimes people have difficulty with doing that, especially when their mind has been in a continuous negative state. So sometimes even thinking about something positive or doing something positive could be very difficult. What is one thing or advice that you would give a person? And I'm asking this for myself. The first day of class, right? With repeating and just figuring out what your own affirmation is going to be. And with the session of closing your eyes and, repeating these positive things, with the closing the eyes and repeating certain things, I feel like personally I had a little difficulty with day one. What is some advice or something that you would say to someone that is experiencing that difficulty at the beginning?
Yeah, so you raised some really great questions. So first of all, a lot of people struggle with sitting with themselves. A lot of people struggle with their own thoughts. It triggers them because they have to face sides to themselves that maybe they don't want to face. Maybe there's some unresolved trauma that replays that creates pain for them. If you can find a way to recognize that in that moment you are safe, recognize that you can move out of where you are, out of where maybe triggering you to a safe space and give yourself permission to just close your eyes and breathe for 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And that's so important because it eases you out of fight or flight. It eases you out of survivor mode where you're triggered and you're thinking, oh my gosh, my life is in danger. Breathe, calm down. And then that helps with assisting you with focusing on the affirmations. And before you even get to the affirmations, honesty. So number one, breathe, create that safe space. Number two, honesty about what you're feeling. Yeah, I feel crap today. Yeah, I hate my mom. Yeah, I'm never going to talk to my brother again. You know, and people, yeah, that's right. You're going to feel uncomfortable, but guess what? You have been hiding from these feelings all of this time. It's okay to accept that these feelings exist inside you, and it's because you're hiding from those feelings. You're avoiding them. You're never going to resolve them. So just say, even though I have these feelings, I can love, trust, and accept myself anyway. Big deep breath in, hold, then release for twice as long and repeat that process as much as you need to. We're human. We're going to have all kinds of thoughts and feelings. The first thing we need to do is honor ourselves and be honest about what we're feeling. Once you've done that, you want to look at the other side of the pain. So if I feel angry, the other side of that maybe I feel a sense of peace every day. And that is partly how you can create a positive way of looking at your experience. I feel a sense of peace every day. Now, you may say, and this comes up a lot, I don't believe it. Like, that's a statement that I'm saying, but I don't really believe that. So you can use other words like I'm committed to, I am trying my best to achieve peace in my life every day. The point is make it align with your life and your feelings and where you are and be consistent with it. And then it will make sense and it will create the results that you want for you. Because you plant those seeds in your subconscious and then you start to take actions towards what it is you're affirming.
Absolutely. I definitely want to start utilizing, that practice more within my life. I feel like it's extremely important. Also, with me, I feel like when you start a program like this or anything like this that you want to start practicing, it's also important for you to learn yourself, right? For you to learn yourself, who you are, as well as probably dig a little bit within your family lineage and just certain things of where you came from and your family dynamic. Because once you're able to understand, that portion that also may not be a part of your life right now, but it has been, within your past, that you can also incorporate all of these things that, you know, you may keep dormant. I feel like that's very important. I feel like with the affirmation, it's important for me. I'm not sure if everybody else, but for me to continue in practice because just with taking time out to continuously learn myself and my capabilities, right? I've noticed that there could be some type of discernment of anger within my family lineage. So to put something in practice like this, for me, is very important,
Yeah,
because it's going to
you know,
reframe and all around to just, be your most positive self.
yeah, you again connect some really powerful questions around generational cycles of trauma and belief patterns that it's important for us to break free of. When you're in this process, like you said, ready to embark on any kind of new approach like this, get the professional advice you need, ensure you're researching and it makes sense for you. And if you're already on a program of medical advice and treatment, make sure you continue with that. But doing this, it's for you if you're ready to break free from self-doubt and feel empowered, if you're ready to move to a different place, if you're ready to break these patterns, if you're looking for a structured way to build into that version of you, a version of you that serves you better. It's not for you if you're looking for a quick fix, if you're not ready to face your emotions, if you're not ready to look in the mirror and be honest about what's happening in your life. Affirmations are just a part of a wider process of healing and growth and mindfulness. The mindfulness essentially is about self-awareness. If without judgment, what do you feel? What's happening for you? And yeah, later on you can ask why, and you can explore the other side of it. But in this moment, why? What am I feeling? What do I notice? And being honest about that with consistency is so empowering. And you then start to acknowledge. You start to acknowledge, yeah, this is how I was raised. I saw mom do X, Y, Z, and this is why I feel this way. I saw my father do whatever. My father wasn't around. My mum wasn't around. My parents didn't make me feel loved. I was critiqued by my parents. I don't feel worthy of love and attention. Now I think love is being treated badly. Love is conditional. You make up all of these ideas about what things mean, and it's the meanings and the beliefs you attach to things that will have, if you can reframe those, will have a profound impact on the way your life proceeds for you.
Right, right. So what I'm gonna say in regards to, I just want you to list the benefits of adding affirmations, continuing it, as well as the benefits of art therapy and coloring.
Yes.
Because that's what you're
Yes.
into as well, right? The art therapy, the coloring, certain things. Just, I want you to list for everyone what are the benefits for those two things.
Yes. Well, the benefits of, first of all, affirmations is it encourages you to just take a moment to connect with yourself. We're so overstimulated in this world. If it's not social media, it's our phones, it's the people around us. Taking a moment with consistency to connect with ourselves allows us the opportunity to become aware of what's happening and then to take action. It also eases us out of survival mode, fight or flight, gives us clarity, allows for a moment of stress relief, allows for a moment of calm and peace. And in such a busy world, those moments of calm and peace will hopefully over time compound and change the quality of your life. Now, art therapy, it's a great way to send calming signals to your amygdala in your brain. And again, just ease you out of fight or flight. Because what's happening is when we get stressed, the cortisol levels rise. The hormones in that space are not good for us and can long term lead to hypertension, diabetes, all these other ailments that are life threatening. And so whatever we can do to ease away the stress, to create environments that are healthier for us, recognize when it's time to step away from people that are toxic and harmful, to recognize within ourselves when we're triggered and doing things that are harmful to others. The more we can do that, take the time to connect, again, the better the quality of life we can have. And the point is that life is always going to be throwing challenges at us. It's just the way it is. It's about us recognizing I have a choice about how I approach dealing with these challenges when they arise. These, or what we refer to as opportunities, growth opportunities. It's an opportunity to grow, ultimately to learn about yourself and where you are and what's happening. So these are the main benefits of mindfulness, of affirmations, of planting those positive seeds in your mindset, in your subconscious, taking actions based on and aligned with those statements you're making. And then the art therapy is creative, it's fun, it's calming. It allows you to really consolidate, really make them, anchor them in your being so that you can act upon them in a positive, powerful way.
Right. I feel like things like that are so important for you to take time out, unplug. You know, there's times that I do take breaks from social media. I will not log on for a couple of days and I'll just refocus on things that I do have to get done, opposed to just sitting there scrolling for 15 minutes and then, logging off. I'll take a couple of days off and just reframe to other things that I need to focus on and get done.
Yes. And
So
the
it's
other
a
thing that's
great
really,
time out. It's a great time out and to add these things to do.
absolutely. And the other thing that comes up is the importance of gratitude, allowing yourself to connect in this way and asking yourself these questions and creating these positive statements It gives you an opportunity to recognize what you can be grateful for in your life. And the thing about gratitude is the feeling. You release those feel good chemicals all over again. So if I say to you right now in this moment to close your eyes, take a big deep breath and connect with yourself and think about everything that makes you feel strong, lifted, capable, empowered, and feel it and tell me where you feel it and really focus on the feeling of it, you start to relive it. When you start saying it out loud, I'm grateful for the life I have. I'm grateful for the opportunities I have to travel and to meet people and to connect. I'm grateful for the breath I'm breathing today and the house I live in. And when you start to really share what you're grateful for, all of these hormones, these beautiful hormones release that lift you and again, take the edge off the challenges that we're experiencing in life and help you recognize the progress that you've made. Because often when especially for people running business and so on, even raising children, running their family homes and so on, you sometimes forget how well you're doing because you're just on to the next thing every time. You're on to the next client, you're on to the next goal, you're on to the next thing you need to do for your children and so on. When you can take a moment to connect with your sense of gratitude and what's happening in your life and recognize and celebrate your milestones, it gives you that encouragement to go on. It gives you that encouragement when you're feeling a bit low and a bit challenged to recognize, I can get through these things. I've done it before. I am adaptable. I am capable. And all of what I've just said are affirmations. And it's so important that we recognize this. They don't need to be complicated. We don't need to be floating on a leaf above a mountain in the clouds. From wherever you are, recognizing what's happening in your situation, how far you've come, and that you can keep going. And it's okay to pause, but you can still love, trust, and accept yourself anyway. These are important things we need to keep telling ourselves so we can keep going, because life does get hard at times. But we don't need to stay there. We can acknowledge it and recognize there is the other side to it if we want to.
Yeah. Things like that, to me is so helpful because it allows you to take the time out to also look at, what's going on within your circumference. And sometimes we have to acknowledge and have accountability of sometimes there are people that are causing problems in our lives, and sometimes we have to acknowledge when we are the problem in our own lives and, have the capacity to fix that. So taking time out and just, doing what you need to do to move over in a positive way is certain things that are so important to me, because one of the things that I always like to say, I would accept and I like peace over everything. So if we got to change things and let certain things go to increase peace in our life, I'm willing to do it. So everything you said is very important, to just take your time out for that. One thing I wanted to ask you, what was the moment? What was the moment? Because I think a lot of people try to search for, what is my purpose in life? What am I doing? Certain things like that. And then we all, not all, but a lot of us come to a point like this Narika moment. What was the moment for you that you realized that you wanted to do this?
I love that. So I had been in the music industry, very successful, and then pivoted to work more behind the scenes in music publishing from being an artist. Even though it's still in the same industry, I recognize that whatever you're doing for a long period of time becomes who you think you are. It becomes a part of how you see yourself and how you recognize others see you. And so it creates a tremendous amount of pressure when we want to pivot into new spaces, because especially if you have a tendency to people please or worry about external opinions, you may stay in a career, you may stay in a marriage or a relationship, you may stay in the same place rather than explore where your greatness can take you. And recognize that your skills are transferable. Recognize that you don't have to be one thing and stay that one thing your whole life. And so when I recognized that I was fearless about exploring these other sides to me and moving into these different spaces, I wanted to encourage other people to do that. And so people would come to me and ask me questions, and I would hold a safe space for them to just unpack and offer them ideas and say, how do you feel about these other
Right.
skills you have and how you could use them in other ways, and maybe try it and see how you feel. And I was doing that more and more. And then lockdown hit, the pandemic hit, and then I set up a group. I noticed people just didn't know what to do. They hit by all of us hit by a lot of uncertainty. And I just decided I'm going to read bedtime stories to people. The least I can do is offer a moment of calm and reassurance. And stories are so powerful. They're not just about maybe helping someone go to sleep or so on, but within the stories, we can offer so much around encouragement, empowerment, upliftment to move people forward, to keep them going. And I thought, let me just tell some stories. And that grew, and I realized I can do more of this. And so I did some more courses, acquired some more skills, and then I started to coach. I started to just do some limited one-to-one coaching. Then that
Nice.
evolved into group coaching, and I decided to just follow where I was being led. I didn't resist. And that's so important. That's something I share with my clients. We know when we're in alignment with what we're doing and when we're not. Now, don't get me wrong, you're going to have challenges when you're on your way to wherever you need to be, where you're trying to grow to. But if you stop for a moment and really connect, you can feel when you're doing something that isn't right for you to be doing. You can feel when it's unhealthy. You feel that pang, you feel that pain, you get those questions. And it's true for the other side. When you're doing something that is healthy and in alignment, you feel that too. And that led me to continue doing what I was doing and not worry about what people would think, what they would say. It feels right for me, and I'm making a positive difference in people's lives. You know, it's important for me to say this. We're human, and I think it's so important never to forget your humanity. And in that space of coaching other people, say, look, it's okay for you to be angry. It's okay to experience your feelings. It's okay for you to doubt yourself. You just don't need to stay there. You can connect and reframe and rewire, and this is also part of the growth process. So you're going to go through all of this turmoil before you come out the other side, this new version, as this new version of yourself.
And that's what it's all about. Digging yourself, figuring out everything to get yourself out of the turmoil, and add these positive things in there, right?
Yeah, I mean, you probably heard the popular saying, pressure makes diamonds. We have to, when we experience challenges, it's an opportunity for growth. And before I used to say problems, and then I started saying challenges, and now I'm saying growth opportunities. These are growth opportunities. Things happening, even the most horrific things that happen to us, acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the emotions. They are growth opportunities. How can we breathe and honor ourselves and move into new spaces at our own pace afterwards with love and kindness? Because the other thing we forget, sometimes we are so willing and ready to be patient and kind with everybody else, but we're not so kind with ourselves as we try and grow and navigate into new spaces. Please be kinder to yourself.
All right. Please be kind. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I'm definitely going to have all your links where people can reach out to you, as well as also have the list of services that you provide. But I want you to quickly explain all of the services that you provide and the things that you're doing right now and have upcoming, as well as give them one link or website where they can reach you, but all your information will be listed.
Absolutely. So it's really quite simple for me. Group and one-to-one coaching. And my favorite thing at the moment is the 5-day challenge, the Reframe and Thrive 5-day challenge. Our next one is the 6th of January 2025. We're starting the new year strong. I will share a link with you and you can connect there, join the wait list, and we're going in. And as I say, this is for people that are ready to change, ready to reframe, ready to move forward. It's not a quick fix, and it's not for people that aren't ready to look in the mirror and face themselves and figure out safely, how can I move forward from where I am? And you get the support from me. So as I say, it's about group coaching, one-to-one, and my challenges, and of course the affirmation coloring books that are available, and I will give you those links.
Thank you so much. One of the most important things that I learned from taking your course is the importance of taking the time out for yourself. sometimes, and I can speak for myself, being so busy, and it's kind of like you have the effect of Groundhog Day, the same thing. Get up, go to work, come home, figure out what you're going to eat, work out, scroll, do something that's like the same thing. So taking this course and just learning to implement something different, it helped me realize that the same way you have everything else scheduled, you have to schedule the time for yourself to focus on
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. We take it for granted, but the truth is tomorrow's not guaranteed. And so we can create all these excuses about how I have to do X, Z, and so on. You leave the planet tomorrow, none of that's going to get done anyway. So what matters? What really matters, and why does it matter? How can you take the time to connect with yourself and ask yourself those questions? And once you start to prioritize, once you start to guilt-free, let go of these pressures to please everybody else, things change.
Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for joining me, Coach, and keep up the good
You're,
work.
you're welcome. Thank you so much for trusting me and for sharing. And I look forward to doing some more.